This home we're about to walk has very tall ceilings in the living room, and then upstairs in the game room and the media room, it has a view into the backyard. Stick around for a great walkthrough. Hey everyone, Raj Sahu here. I'm a realtor in Central Texas, but you shouldn't always use me as a realtor. More on that a little bit later. Today we're walking through the 4891W plan with Perry Homes. This home has 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, has a 3-car garage, and is a very open concept 2-story plan that is currently for sale at $1,299,900. And that's quite the mouthful, so let's just say under 1.3 million. And as you saw there, it opened to the 2nd story when you first walked in. We had a dining room on the right side. We will get back to that area, but first I wanted to show you the main living area, because this is what I love about the 4891 plan, where you have that open kitchen. You have so many windows on this back wall bringing in natural light, and then you're open to the 2nd story in the living room where the windows are great. That fireplace on the left side with tile going all the way up to the ceiling is absolutely fantastic. Now we'll cover all these areas in detail. What I want to start off with is the kitchen. For this kitchen, I love what they did here with the 2-tone kitchen cabinets, where you have that navy blue color on the island. You have the white exterior cabinets with the glass insert on the upper cabinets. This would be the area for the refrigerator, and then this would be access to the dining room, where you saw there was a butler's pantry, which we will get to later on in the video. This, of course, would be your pantry area. And as we pan back over to the kitchen, I should mention as a disclaimer, this home just fell out of contract. So I was so early, they didn't have the design options pulled up yet, and I wasn't able to get my hands on them. So that navy blue color on the kitchen island, don't quote me on that color, just because they do have some funky color names at every design studio with every builder. And I'm just using the naked eye for that navy blue color. It could be called something else. But either way, I think it looks great. I love the light fixtures that they chose here. And I think everything flows really well in this plan, as well as the design options that were selected in this specific home. That continues in the living room. One thing to keep in mind is this is a home for sale, so they just brought in some staging since it fell out of contract very close to its closing. As you can tell, everything seems to be complete in here. So my point in sharing that with you is I think you could fit a much bigger couch in here. They just have a couch that they're easily able to move in from one home to the other. And that TV on the mantle is fake. So it's just sitting up there because they, of course, don't want to drill any holes in the tile. They'd want the homeowner to do that when they put their TV in there. But either way, it looks fantastic in this living room with that tile above the fireplace going all the way up to the ceiling, all those windows on the right side. It makes this room feel so big because ceiling height, windows, and then design items drawing your eyes upward. As we always say in a lot of these videos, it makes a massive difference when you're living in the home as well as when you're reselling the home. Let's continue that in the primary bedroom and bathroom area. Take a look at this primary bedroom. I know they don't have staging in there, but if you can imagine those 2 outlets on the left side, a king-size bed kind of in between them, and then again you have the tall ceilings in here with not just windows in the back wall, but trends in windows even above what most builders would put in as just like typical maybe 3 windows on this side. Here they fit 4, then they did 4 trends and windows on top. And this is why I love touring homes with Perry. They just take it up a notch in a lot of their homes, especially in homes that they're building in this 90-foot wide lot section in this community that I will detail when we get outside and I show you the backyard. Let's keep going here and show you the primary bathroom. And as you can tell, very open, very light and bright because you have 2 windows on the right side. You have vanities on either side, which keeps things very open here. And then the focal point is definitely the tub, where they did a subway tile around the tub, and then they ran that tile along the walk-in shower as well. And they did do a frameless glass shower, which I think keeps everything very open to the rest of the bathroom. And while we show you this tile and then walk into this shower so you see how open it is, one thing I'll mention is even though we are walking a home that is for sale, if you don't like a lot of the design items that are in this plan or really in any plan, the best part about this specific plan is it can be built in many different communities, not even just in the Austin metro area. You can build this in San Antonio, you can build it all the way up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Perry is building a lot in Texas. And so if you just like this plan, or even if you like the vibe of this plan, but there's some changes that you'd make just in the flow, let me know. You can always reach out to me. I'm a buyer's agent where I work with all the different builders and can help you navigate through all the plans that are out there. But the point is, you can build this from scratch and then pick all your options and really make this home yours. Moving on, we have 2 closets in this primary bathroom. So we saw previously one other closet on the other side of the shower. This closet looks to be a little bit bigger, and that's what I really like about the primary bathrooms with Perry homes is they tend to be very open concept, but you still get some privacy in them, and you still have a lot of room for walking around here. So if you can imagine 2 people in here in the morning, if that's you and your spouse, and you're both getting ready in the morning, you don't want to be on top of each other, walking around each other all the time. It's nice to have an open bathroom, but you still get your own space in it, especially for a room that you're going to be using every single day. And I think Perry does that great in a lot of their plans. In fact, I have a client that's closing next month just down the street from here with Perry. They have a plan. It's a little bit smaller than this home. Fantastic, opens up really well, and their bathroom is laid out very similarly. The difference they did with design though is in their bathroom they did a rectangular tile that had some movement in it. They ran it into a freestanding tub, and then they used that same tile vertically in the shower. It looks absolutely fantastic. I was actually just walking it before I got into this home, and even though the home was dirty, under construction, there were a bunch of guys in there working on it, it still looked fantastic. And if my client allows me to post their home on YouTube and other social media channels, I'll definitely do it with their permission, of course. So hopefully we'll see that posted later on this summer. Let's keep going here. This is going to be the second bedroom downstairs in the plan, which I think is great, being that it's on the back of the home, especially when you have a yard that looks out to a green belt. A lot of people say they look for this second bedroom down as an area to put their parents or guests that are going to be staying with them for a little while. They want their own private area. They want an in-suite full bathroom with a walk-in shower like you're seeing here. I like though that this is also on the back of the home, because if you back up to a green belt, they also have that view into the backyard, looking out to the greenery and a pond in the back, and you still get privacy here. So think about it, the primary bedroom, bathrooms in the back left of the home, this is in the back right. In between these 2 rooms, you still have a kitchen and living room, so they're still separate from each other, and that's great, because if you're gonna have somebody staying with you for a little while, you don't want to feel like you're on top of each other in this home, and there's certainly a lot of space here to still maintain that privacy. Moving on, let's head outside and show you this patio and this beautiful backyard in the 90-foot wide section in a community called Santa Rita Ranch. Now, I have so many things I want to say about this community, because I just got back from a lunch with the development team of this community, and the founding developers Ed and Elizabeth Horn were the main speakers at this lunch, where they talked about the future plans in this community and how they're trying to cater to homeowners that are in the community and future homeowners that are looking to buy in this community. And I thought it was just so well stated and intelligent in terms of their strategy. I'm not going to cover too much in this video because I want to focus more on the home, but I will say this weekend I'm going to email about 12 or 13 clients that I've had either close or contract in this neighborhood, and I'm going to send them something very exciting about internet, which is coming up, which was announced at this lunch, and I'm really excited to share that news. And there's so many other things, so we'll definitely get into that. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the video. First though, I want to get back in the plan and show you these kitchen cabinets that are in the island. I think islands have so much unused space, especially with other builders. And what I think is unique with Perry is for some of their plans, they have an option that gets you more space in that kitchen island. And then they offer various like drawers and pots and pans drawers under the stovetop. Behind me, what I actually liked was they had space for your cutting boards. Actually, in my kitchen right now, we have our cutting boards just out on the countertops because we don't really have a good place to put it. And I like these different options that they do so that you can utilize different space in your kitchen. Moving on, we have A few things in this area. We have your utility room where you put your washer and dryer on this side. I like that there's some room here on the left side where if you want to, you can always do built-in cabinets aftermarket. There's plenty of companies that do that. Your utility room along with your closets, if that's what you want. Here we have the butler's pantry where we have some cabinets. And by the way, if you see some orange tape on some of these cabinets, they're still doing touch-up work around the home because it is still technically under construction while the home is being fully finished out. On this side, we have a powder bathroom. And then behind me, we have a 3-car tandem garage. And as we go in here, pretty typical where we have a 2-car garage and then you have that tandem storage space, and the doorway is kind of right in the middle, so you don't have to walk past any of your items that you have stored there. They also had a water softener loop back there, which is pretty popular in this area. We do have hard water, so getting a pre-plumb with the builder is usually a good idea because doing that aftermarket can be very expensive. Now we're getting back to the front door, which we can see in front of us, and as we said earlier on in the video, just to the right of that front door is this dining area. One thing that I really love about Perry are their different light fixtures that they have. And recently, when I've been to the design studio, it seemed like their pricing on their light fixtures was much more reasonable than other builders. For a lot of builders, light fixtures can get stolen when they're in the home while it's under construction, or they get damaged. So most builders don't want to deal with really nice light fixtures, so they just charge a very big premium. And I've seen, at least recently with Perry, their pricing's much better from compared to other builders, where I've had a lot of my home buyers do their light fixtures with them, whereas with other builders, a lot of people do their light fixtures aftermarket. Moving on, now we're in the study. I like the windows that are in here, the glass inserts in the door, and everything's very open in that study. Now, while we head upstairs, which we're gonna do next, I do want to mention, I know there wasn't any staging in that study, so sometimes that can be tough to visualize. Keep in mind, I do have this plan as a model home walkthrough, which this home is a model in, this plan is a model in the San Antonio area. So I already have that. I'll post it in the description of this video if you want to see every room staged. And obviously it's a model home, so it's well decked out too. So it'll give you a good idea on how to visualize this plan because there is no staging here either on the second floor, but there's still some great rooms, some great space that you'll see in this home that we're walking that is for sale. And as you can tell, even when you get off on this landing on the second floor, everything is so open. You have that view down into the living room, you have a view down at the front door, and then you have this wide open game room area that also has a stairwell to the right side, so there's a second stairwell that gets you into the back of the kitchen, and there's still a lot to cover here. So let's start off in the game room, where I love what they did here with the tray ceiling. Really opens up that space, especially on a second floor area where the ceilings with most builders are a little bit tighter, and I think that that's what you need in that big game room area, especially when you have windows that look off to the backyard. I love that they did that here, and they also did it in the media room, which we'll get to next. One thing I'll point out in this game room is they have these two openings on either side, so you can put a TV in the middle, and then those openings do look down into the living room. Now, some people love this because they do want it open concept. Some people tell me they want a closed-in game room where they prefer these spaces closed in. The best part about Perry is I would call them a pseudo custom builder. At least I've heard a couple Perry builder agents say that, and that's because you can sometimes ask for something custom in the plan. Doesn't mean they're gonna do it, but you can always ask. And I've asked before on some plans where they can close up an opening, and as long as their energy efficient rating can still be achieved at a high rate, they won't compromise on that, then they sometimes will allow to close in that space. And it just depends on every plan and every community, but never hurts to ask. And for some people who really want a closed in game room, that could be a good option for you to close in those two areas looking down in the living room. Here in the media room, we do have a closed in space. We just have two windows on the back wall, which I think were great. You don't want to put in windows aftermarket. If you do want to make this into more of like a theater experience, you can always just put blackout curtains over those windows. That's really not a big deal. But again, I think if you have a view into a greenbelt lot, I think it's always great to have windows on that back wall. On this side, we have like a nook area for desks. At least the model home that is in San Antonio had like a built-in desk area there, which I thought was nice. They do have a second floor half bath. So I stand corrected. This is actually 4 full bathrooms and 2 half baths. So I think I said 4.5 bathrooms at the beginning of the video. So a small correction there. And then we have some good storage space here. This is a big closet, and this is funny. This is actually something that the founding developer of Santa Rita Ranch, he was talking about this in his speech today, where what they want the builders to start incorporating is more storage spaces, because that's what they're hearing from a lot of buyers, especially the ones that are moving up from north, where they just piled so much stuff into their basements. They don't know what to do when they move to Texas, where we really don't have basements for the most part. And so what he's trying to challenge the builders is trying to come up with plans that have more space for storage. And I say that because we usually don't see that big of a storage space on the second floor, but I still do think it's needed, especially because the attic space can be iffy. I mean, they do need attic access in multiple parts, and then obviously you need to access your attic to change your AC filter. So there is attic space, but it's not always it's not very reliable that you're going to get a ton of space in the attic, and that could be very different for every different plan, even different lots depending on where they draw their utilities from into the attic. And then on this side we have a full bathroom accessible from the hallway, and then you saw a bedroom that looked out to the front of the home. And then we have 2 more bedrooms that have a Jack and Jill full bathroom in between them. And while we go through them, I'll mention a couple of things here. First off, in the talk that happened earlier with the founding developer of Santa Rita Ranch, they talked a lot about what they were planning on doing with the internet, because people are not just looking for an area to live and play. They want to live, play, and work, right? It's like live, work, play is the new thing, and that's obviously started from the pandemic, where a lot of people are working from home, and a lot of people are in tech, especially moving to the Austin metro area, where they work from home all the time. And what I'll say in regards to working from home is the founding developer is very smart. They always think ahead with these types of things, and they've invested a lot in getting better internet out here. Now, I don't have the power presentation slides, so I can't quote exact numbers, but again, in a video podcast that I'll start on my YouTube channel in the month of June, that's my goal, I will detail some of the things that were said for this community, as well as cover other communities, builders. I might even talk about investment properties, because I have a lot of buyers that end up buying a home with me, and they build from scratch, and once they finally close on that home, then they want to invest in a property. So I'll start posting content around that as well. And by the way, let me know in the comments if there are any other ideas that you want to hear about in that video podcast format. And then this is going to be that last bedroom, again, through that Jack and Jill full bathroom. This one looks out to the front of the home. That's why they have some different windows in here. And then while we wrap up, I wanted to mention at the beginning of the video, I mentioned don't always use me as a realtor. And I say that a lot in especially in my recent videos. I say that because what's been working really well is I only take on clients that I think I can provide a lot of value to, that ends up being a lot of new construction clients that want to draw from my experience of working with 18 different builders in the last 2 years. So if that's you, reach out to me. My number's in the description of this video. But even if you're somebody who's just interested in investing in real estate, or maybe you're looking at listing your home, or maybe you're not interested in new construction, you need a resale home that's maybe on the newer side or even older, reach out to me. I have great partner agents I've been able to connect other buyers with, and that's been working really well. So reach out to me, happy to help. And also, if you want to see another Perry home that has an amazing view of the backyard, check out the 3860 plan that's on your screen. That is a great walkthrough of another Perry home. As always, hope this helps. Take care.